As part of an ongoing conversation about Alzheimer's and dementia, I am pleased to welcome to the studio this morning Toni Sexton with the Alzheimer's Association, along with Dr. Carol Podgorski from UR Medicine and a member of the MedSci committee with the Alzheimer's Association as well. Great to have you both in studio.
Thank you.
Doctor, I want to start with you because this Sprint Mind trial, the results of it have just been published by the Journal of the American Medical Association. I say recently published. And we learned a lot. What did we learn from this trial?
What we learned is that aggressive treatment toward reducing blood pressure might be able to make a difference in reducing the risk for Alzheimer's disease.
This was something that was long maybe suspected, but this trial really helped crystallize it, didn't it?
It really did. We know that there are a lot of different causes for dementia, and cardiovascular risk factors are a very important cause for about maybe 30 to even 50% of people with dementia. So this is really important. So what we learned is we know recently that the guidelines for blood pressure have changed, and physicians have always tried to get people to the systolic number of 140, and now there's thinking that 120 makes a difference. What this trial has shown is that intensive treatment to reduce blood pressure to 120 can make such a difference. It can reduce the risk of Alzheimer's the risk of cognitive impairment by 19%. There was a 19% difference between the group that was treated to 120 and the group that was treated to 140.
Obviously, Toni, that's a real number. We're talking about real people when we throw these percentages around. Obviously, this is great news for the Alzheimer's Association, people affected by Alzheimer's or dementia or their loved ones. What is the association doing to sort of springboard off of this new information?
So the Alzheimer's Association is the largest nonprofit funder of dementia research, second to the U.S. government. So the study that Carol is referencing was ended because the evidence was so compelling that the primary investigators had to tell the participants of the study what they had found. There's now a continuation of that study. While we know that there's an impact on mild cognitive impairment, there needs to be a continuation to determine whether or not it will in fact impact dementia and Alzheimer's disease.
To that end, the Alzheimer's Association is going to make an $800,000 investment to help further this research. When you share this information, again, with people that are dealing with these diseases, what's the reaction?
So we're talking about the lives of more than 5 million Americans and locally more than 400,000 New Yorkers. So the first time that research has lent itself to hope is the reaction that we're seeing, and the inspiration that this has given families who are impacted by the disease. While if I'm living with the disease, this may not impact my trajectory, for my children and my grandchildren, there is now hope.
It's amazing. Doctor, a final thought from you. When we talk about Alzheimer's and dementia, what group of people are we talking about? From a percentage standpoint, how many people find themselves impacted by some form of cognitive impairment?
Well, with mild cognitive impairment, about 15 to 20% of people over the age of 65 have that. In greater numbers, it's very age dependent, so the prevalence of Alzheimer's goes up with age. So at 60, it's about, at 70, it's about 10 to 20%. By the time you get to 85, it's over 40%. So age is the greatest risk factor. So we're talking about a lot of people, maybe 25,000 people in our region.
Well, we appreciate your insight this morning, and obviously good luck with the further research. We all are hoping for the same thing, a cure, and we're taking steps in the right direction. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you want to learn more about this trial, the results of this trial, and the article published by JAMA, we've got a link on our website. As always, you'll find it at rochesterfirst.com.